to have you with us on this edition of the Urban Debate. Viewers, tonight we begin our special broadcast by focusing on air travel. It was day one of domestic air travel and what a chaos it was. Scenes of confusion, angry people, confused passengers. That's what we saw at the biggest of the airports in our country today, as last-minute changes in policy meant lots of flights were actually cancelled, and in many cases, passengers didn't even know about it. So tonight, for the next 1 hour, we will have some experts joining us, and we're going to open up our phone lines, and we will try and help you prepare better with whatever information, limited information we have. We will try and resolve your queries. If you are planning travel, if you've booked tickets, if you want to book tickets, if you have specific questions about quarantine protocols, then pick up the phone and call us, and we will try to together find an answer to your questions. But let me broadly tell you what happened today on day one of domestic travel in our country, domestic air travel. There was a lot of chaos. The first big problem, of course, was about the flights themselves. Information was unclear. People didn't know the flights that they had booked, whether those flights are going to go or not, at what point, when will it finally take off. Many of them landed yesterday itself at the airport in the hope to catch an early morning flight, but they couldn't. The schedules are still changing because last minute the states are defining their policies. The center is also now coming out with new curtailment plans, which has led to a lot of uncertainty about what the flight schedule is going to be even for the coming days. Add to that the local transport issue. While in cities like Delhi, some amount of local cabs and taxis are available, in cities like Mumbai, that's not allowed. Autos are not allowed to ply. Regular public buses are not running at all. So it becomes an even bigger issue if you land in a city like Mumbai and you don't know how to get home. Then there are concerns about the quarantine policy. There is no one common policy. It's been left to each state. In some state, only screening and home quarantine is enough. In other states, you may have to be in institutional quarantine. The rules differ, viewers, which is why you need to know where you're going and what the rule is over there. Then rescheduling, refund, cancellation. What's the policy? How are the airlines going to tackle that? Will you have to pay additional the next time around? That kind of confusion still persists. And of course, adding to all of this is because of the many phone calls that are coming in. The call centers of our airlines are also jam-packed and overburdened. These are just some of the issues that I have highlighted with basis what our reporters found on ground all through the day. They were at the airport. Some of them, in fact, even took flights from one to the other. Some of our own colleagues had to go home, and they took those flights and they narrated their experience as well to us. And this is what it shows. Just to give you some official statistics that reflects the extent of confusion. In the city of Chennai, there were 34 departures that happened and 15 flights that were cancelled. In the city of Delhi, 118 departures were planned, but 40 were cancelled. In the city of Bengaluru, 92 departures were planned, 34 were cancelled. In the city of Mumbai, they won't officially give us figures just yet, but sources indicate that over 100 flights were planned and not even half actually took off from this city. Imagine the confusion. In fact, straight up, I want to play out a couple of comments that we got. Angry people, frustrated, confused. Take a look.
We have got the notification half an hour and 1 hour before. We have got the notification for the web check-in. We have got the notification for the procedures to be followed on the airport. If they are aware of that the flight is getting cancelled, they shouldn't be sending these messages either way. They should know that the auto-generated message whichever we are getting on our phone, that shouldn't happen.
What is he telling right now? Is it cancelled or is it combined? What is he
telling right now? It is cancelled.
Which flight? Where were you traveling to, sir?
My flight was from Ranchi to
Delhi to Ranchi.
Delhi to Ranchi.
Yeah.
This is the message that
You
I
can see
received
this.
at 4:19. Just see this message. It is mandatory for passengers to check in. Okay, they are telling us to check in at 4:19, but here people are saying the flight is rejected.
So
it is declined.
It is already mentioned
The flight is
that we have to
cancelled, but
check
they are
in,
messaging to collect the boarding pass. What is this?
and it is already mentioned that we have to check in before 2 hours. That means for the provision we are taking 2 hours, they are already sending a messages on the current time.
Let's go across to Ayushman, who's joining us from Delhi, and Neha, who joins us from Mumbai. Ayushman, first up to you. summarize what you saw at the airports through the day, and finally, what's the plan for tomorrow? Is there any clarity on that?
Well, Tanvi, elaborate arrangements of social distancing and the disinfection, and also getting people follow all those norms which are the self-regulatory norms like face mask and all, was properly implemented at the National Capital Airport. But what was missing was the coordination which should have been there between the airline and the passengers. There were many passengers who came and said that they have no idea that their flights have been cancelled, and when they are coming here, they are being told that the flight has been cancelled. Then that person goes and inquires about it. It was told to him that your flight has been clubbed for with a flight which is scheduled to take off at 6 o'clock. We cannot tell you right now whether it will take off or not, but for now you can wait. Now this is the kind of confusion which was there. A connecting flight is coming, and that flight is delayed. The connecting flight goes. That person is told, we don't know how you will be staying in Delhi. We are not responsible for your stay. Rest, you can take the ticket and you can come back tomorrow to take your flight. Now this is the situation which the airlines have shown to their passengers who on normal day don't face these conditions. Tanvi, today we saw 125 departures from the national capital, 40 cancellations were there. All, if you talk about the national figure, we have 532 flights, which has been tweeted by Hardeep Puri. But the kind of lack of communication which was there, the passengers who have got their flight cancelled, they don't know what to do next. Some people were complaining that their relatives have booked the flight for tomorrow. To have that advance time in hand, if they are coming from Noida or Greater Noida, if the flight is an early morning at 8 o'clock, they have to leave their residence by 3 to 4. Now 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. there is no vehicle plying on road. How will they come? How is this situation going to be tackled? Who will answer that? The flights, the airlines are not answering it. The people are here left in lurch, and they are saying that definitely there is no clarity on the phone lines, on the website. There is no clarity from the airline companies.
Well, that's absolutely right, and another very interesting point that you've raised, Ayushman, as a concern, that if there is a curfew till 7 a.m., then what happens when effectively today people are landing at the airport at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. How is that going to be allowed in the long term? Is that something which is all right? Is a question that many people have. Ayushman, thanks so much for that. Stay on. Let me just quickly go across to Neha Kulkarni as well. Neha, it's even more difficult for people in Mumbai departing and arriving because there isn't much public transport. How did people manage today?
Tanvi, for the past 12 hours that the flights have been operational in the city, we were given to understand from the Mumbai airport that 4,000 passengers, that was the movement that was recorded across Mumbai airport, and most of them who came in from the arrival flights were in for a major hassle because the city's public transport, the main lifeline that helps people to get commuted from the airport till their homes, remained completely paralyzed, because remember, the SOP of the government was not in place till today evening, and because of which the taxis and auto rickshaw services remain very skeletal, because of which the problems and the woes of commuters increase. Now, just to show you, I'm here at the outside the arrival area of Mumbai airport, and this is what the picture looks like. This is what the scene looks like. People are waiting. This includes some airport staff also, but people are still waiting with their baggages here at the airport. Not many have their personal vehicles, Tanvi. Even if they have personal vehicles, people are coming in from all the way from Navi Mumbai, Thane, and they have to take passes and come here so that they'll be able to pick up their people and families. Let's ask here a passenger, sir, अभी आपने एक बस की तरफ भी गए, रिक्शा भी रोकने की कोशिश की, किस तरह घर जाने की कोशिश की?
कोशिश हो रही है, कोई मिल ही नहीं रहा, सब 2000-3000 मांग रहे हैं, कहाँ से देगा?
कहाँ जा रहे हैं आप यहाँ से? ये सांता क्रूज से कहाँ जा रहे हैं?
बस सही।
तो इतने दूर जाने के लिए आपने ओला या कुछ कैब ट्राई?
नहीं हो रहा है, ओला नहीं हो रहा है।
ये आपको पता था सर कि मतलब आज अगर फ्लाइट है मुंबई वाली, ये भी कंफ्यूजन था ना कि है या नहीं?
हाँ, कंफ्यूजन था, लेकिन बाद में मालूम पड़ा 25 तारीख से चालू हो रहा है, न्यूज़ में दिखा रहा था।
लेकिन अभी घर किस तरह जाएंगे? आपने कितने देर से रुके?
अभी हो गया, फ्लाइट मेरा कितना 7:05 को लैंड हुआ, तब से खड़ा ही है, समझो 1 घंटा हो गया, 1-1.5 घंटा।
बस कोई मिल रही है? कुछ भी मिल रहा है?
नहीं मिल रहा है। फ्लाइट से आए, अभी बस भी नहीं मिल रहा, रिक्शा भी नहीं, रिक्शे वाले आ रहे हैं तो 3,000 2,000 2,500 बस ही जाने का कहाँ से देंगे। एक तो ऐसे ट्रेन में नहीं आने का, अभी हम लोग फ्लाइट में मजबूरी में आए।
कहाँ से आ रहे हैं सर आप?
हम लोग इधर बनारस से, यूपी।
काफी देर 1 महीने के बाद आए हैं।
1 महीना नहीं हो गया, 2.5 महीना हो गया, 2-2.5 महीना। जनता कर्फ्यू था, उस दिन गए थे।
तो थोड़ा मैनेजमेंट बेटर होना चाहिए था सर, यहाँ पे होना चाहिए था
होना
बस
चाहिए था,
वगैरह।
अभी तो आए हैं, देखो क्या होता है, अभी क्या बोलेंगे।
क्या बोलते हैं मैडम, कुछ होना चाहिए था टैक्सी वगैरह आप लोग?
जब एयरपोर्ट पे सब कुछ चालू किया तो उसके हिसाब से पब्लिक को सुविधा के लिए ट्रांसपोर्ट भी चालू करना चाहिए था, बट अभी नहीं है तो पब्लिक है इसमें झेल रही है और झेलेगी, क्या कर सकते हैं।
तो ये इस सब का बेयर आपको फेस करना पड़ा?
करना ही है, अभी 2 महीने से फेस ही कर रहे हैं सब कुछ।
हम लोग सोचे एयरपोर्ट पे टैक्सी रहेगा।
अपने बच्चों के पास जाना है, फैमिलीज के पास जाना है, जब मिलेगा तब जाएंगे, क्या कर सकते हैं अभी फिलहाल के लिए।
Absolutely. Tanvi, Vasai from Santa Cruz, which by a local train or a public transport should take less than 2 hours, but the family here does not know what public transport is going to be provided to them. And how is it that a common man is going to afford 3,000 rupees of fare that is equivalent to flight ticket fare to go back to his own house? So this is the situation as far as Mumbai airport is concerned, and passengers still remain clueless how it is that they should go home or even reach the airport with such skeletal services of public transport. Back to you.
You know, this just goes on to show, the kind of disjointed thinking, isolated silos thinking that our officials and bureaucrats and governments really have. You've decided to open up air travel. The center just comes up with that decision, leaves it to the state to decide the rest. The states at the last minute come up with their own plan, completely forget about the fact that you need public transport, all transport available for people to get to the airports and from airports to back home as well. And it's as if, nobody even thought about these things. And then at the last minute, it's just led to so much of confusion. Thanks, Neha and Ayushman, for joining us and bringing us those updates. Now, let's try and understand what other queries people have had and what can be possibly the answers and solutions to those. Let's say good evening to Jyoti Mayal, President for Travel Agents Association of India, Sudhakar Reddy, Founder and National President for the Air Passengers Association of India, Prashant Pitti, co-founder and ED at easemytrip.com, also with us this evening. And Mihir Mishra, senior assistant editor at Economic Times, also joins us right now. Prashant, let's begin with you. How difficult has the last 2 days or 48 hours been for you guys in terms of booking these tickets and then figuring out refunds, cancellations, flight schedules? Just how chaotic has it been?
Well, right at the outset, I'd like to completely sympathize with the passengers who took the burden to fly today. Surely they went through something which they should not have gone through. And mind you, these are not the people who wanted to travel, but they had to travel. I mean, these are not the people who are regular flyers. These people are stranded people. And how could I say that with surety? Well, let me tell you. In regular days, we get maximum booking between Delhi, Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, Bangalore, Bombay. These are the sectors which sell on regular days. However, for the last 4 days, the maximum sold sectors are Delhi, Patna, Delhi, Imphal, Delhi, Srinagar, clearly giving us the hints of who these passengers are. People are not coming into the cities, but flying out of the cities. That is one thing which we have seen for the last 4 days. The second statistics I'd like to share is, in the last 4 days, which is 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th May, the bookings happened in this percentage. 53% bookings happened on 21st, 22nd% bookings happened on 22nd. I'm giving you an overall breakup of the last 4 days booking. Then on 23rd, 17% and 8% on 24th of May. Now, this clearly tells that the passengers were ready to make the booking as soon as the government issued an order that the domestic flyings would be allowed. However, chaotic is probably an understatement. It's a high degree of mayhem which has happened between state and central government, where central government had issued the circulars for flights to take forward from 25th of May. However, some states at their own discretion decided to just change it minusculely by a day. Let's say I'd started on 26th of May or 28th of May, for that matter. However, passengers had already booked as soon as the decision came from the center side. So clearly, there's a huge lack of communication between the state and the center. I don't know from which side, but it clearly caused customer a huge amount of discomfort. Now these customers will be rescheduling their flight probably for the 4th time. And each time they did not get their money back because airlines are only offering credit shell. Barring 1 or 2 airlines, most of the airlines are offering credit shell. So they are completely under huge stress. And also the other level of chaos which has happened today was within the airlines, between the airlines and their systems. As you reported rightly pointed out, at many airports, for many airlines, their systems were showing that the flights are still confirmed. However, when you reach at the airport, you would find out that flights are cancelled. Their systems were not updated even till the last minute of flying. So, to put it in a nutshell, we have never seen this kind of chaotic situation. And in the last 4 days, the number of bookings which have come is actually overwhelming. We did not anticipate so many tickets to be sold in last 4 days. But clearly, these are the passengers who needed most the help, but are most suffer.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, just to add to that, let me also ask Jyoti Mayal to come in here. Jyoti, what are you telling your clients right now, the passengers, those who are booking these tickets? Because we still don't know tomorrow, day after, or the day after, how many flights are going to take off. Is it going to be 25 each for each of the airports? Will each state government suddenly decide what happens to the refund or cancellation at that point of time? Are you able to help the passengers out at all at this point?
Thank you, Tanvi, for having me here. Just to put this in the right perspective, I appreciate the government's move to start the aircrafts because I think that was the need of the hour. And it was very, very important that this should have started. But yes, the way it has been structured and the way we have started doing business is not the correct way of doing it. And I think the main lack the government has here that they do not really share things till the last moment with the suppliers, and they do not take the Travel Agents Association of India, an association like ours, into confidence. And I think that is very, very important for a government to put these right things in place, that they should be talking to us, seeing how we can take this forward in a much better way than what has been done. Yes, like Prashant also said, it's very important that they should be coordinating and communicating with each other. The states and center, there's a total dislack, there's no, absolutely, it seems that they're not working together at all. So I think that's very, very important, and we need to do that. We as an association, TAI has always played a very big role where our members are concerned, and we keep advising them from time to time, which we have been doing very continuously, saying, don't please jump into doing bookings. Please look and then start bookings, because I think it's going to be more challenging if we start getting refunds, because as it is, our huge monies are already lying with these airlines and they owe us a huge amount. It could be something like 2,000 crores, which is lying with the entire industry into credit shells. And imagine we getting on more onto these credit shells. So I think all these things need to be put in the right perspective, and we should be working together to see it seamless. I have been seeing on your channel itself how people have been suffering, how the passengers don't know what to do. The situation has not been having any clarity, and the last minute instructions have created a chaos. They could have actually structured it much better by taking another 2 days, but seeing that the structure is well in place and the passengers are protected when they are traveling, because I think it's very important. I also saw that you couldn't come into the airport. You were not supposed
yes,
to
absolutely.
Yeah, so you couldn't get into the airport before, but now they are stranded and sitting in the airport for 6 hours. So where does the social distancing take you? So it is very sad the way the whole thing has been put forward, though of course. And the second thing which I would like to add on here, the passengers are getting stuck in different areas because there is no commuting absolutely there. But even the hotels have not been allowed to open. I wish that was the first step which was taken, so that even if they get stuck, they can go and stay somewhere and they are not actually on the roads. So I think it's like the mass movement, what we saw on the migrants.
Well, yes,
otherwise,
you rightly pointed out Jyoti, you rightly pointed out, and not just that, imagine the kind of temperatures you're staring at, and people have traveled, for example, if you want to take a flight from Delhi, you've probably traveled 2 hours, 3 hours from the outskirts, from nearby neighboring states to come and catch a flight to go hundreds of kilometers, and now you can't go anywhere, you can't go back home, you can't stay at the airport, hotels are not available, it's 46 degrees outside, and people don't know what to do. And I just want to, and I find this a little disconcerting. This is what the aviation minister has just tweeted 40 minutes ago. He says from no domestic passenger flights yesterday to 532 flights and 39,231 passengers today, action has returned to the skies, with Andhra Pradesh set to resume operations from tomorrow and West Bengal from 28th of May. These numbers are all set to increase further. I don't think this is what we need from our aviation minister right now. What we need from our central government and from our state governments is to give us clarity of what's going to happen tomorrow. What is going to happen 3 days from now? How people supposed to get to the airport, go from airport to their own homes? What is the number of flights that each of the airline can actually fly? Is there going to be a change in the schedule? What happens to the cancellations? What happens to the refund? What about those people who are now stranded in the middle of nowhere because the flights have been cancelled? They can't go back. They don't have money and they're just stuck. This is what I would expect aviation minister to actually tweet about. This is what I would expect the government and the state governments to actually respond. The Maharashtra government still hasn't given us an answer about what public transport are they going to arrange in Mumbai. We just showed people outside the Mumbai airport just sitting there wondering how they're going to travel 50 kilometers from the airport to reach their home. Now, this is where clarity is needed. Mihir, Senior Assistant Editor with Economic Times, Mihir Mishra is also with me. Mihir, there seems to be some disconnect between those who are deciding these policies and what's happening on ground. Is there any indication that perhaps more clarity will come forth, or the governments will issue some clearer protocols and plans or scheduling in the coming days?
It's highly unlikely that you would see the problems of passengers going away very soon, because the governments clearly, it seems, are not talking to each other. They are one government is making one rule and the other is following its own rule in its own state or wherever. It's just it's a total chaotic situation at airports. You decided to start flight operations on Monday, then suddenly a day before on Sunday evening, you ask airlines to go ahead and reduce the number of flights, and then you ask them to inform all passengers booked on all those flights within 12 hours. Just try and fix or reschedule all your flights. It is just not possible for airlines to actually reschedule their flights. Just to let your viewers know that yesterday at 7 p.m. in the evening, when the video conferencing between government officials in the aviation ministry and airline officials ended, airline officials were informed that you will have to reduce the number of flights that you were allowed to operate till Sunday evening. Now you have time to inform all passengers, reschedule all your flights. I am not someone who would go ahead and blame airlines for all the problems that passengers are facing today. It's a clear case of miscommunication or no communication rather between the central government and the state governments. Maybe the right hand is not speaking to the left and vice versa, and it led to the whole confusion. Even as on date, I am not sure whether the governments are talking to each other. Passengers are facing problems at the airport. Even at Delhi airport today, you could see so many passengers landing in from cities like Bangalore, Mumbai, who had to go to cities in Uttarakhand or Rajasthan. They had to wait for long hours for the cabs to come in, because there's no clarity on what one should do while landing at the airport. There's a total chaos for passengers, and they have to go through it. But you need to understand that the passengers who are traveling. You need to understand the passengers who are traveling as on date are the ones who are under huge stress, who are traveling for some family exigency, for one reason or the other, which is something that is unavoidable for them. Unless the government decides to make it easier for people to take air travel, to ensure that there is last mile connectivity for them, this whole number of flights that we are talking about today will not stay beyond a week or 2 weeks time, because there is the demand that we are seeing, as someone in the panel mentioned, is only because of passengers who are stuck at one place or the other. And if the governments, it is much more important for the governments to ensure that you make it easier for air travelers or anyone for that matter, or even bus travelers or train travelers, make it easier for them to travel, or this or these number of flights that you're mentioning is going to stop after a week or 2 weeks for that. Yeah.
Yeah, very quickly, Mihir, before I let you go, and I know this is also a busy time for you, at your work. In the 5 days from when the central government announced this to when the flights were supposed to take off this morning, why was there so much of delay? Were the states unclear about the protocol? Did they think the center is going to give more directions? Because most of the states till late last night, till 12 or 1 in the morning, in fact, were still issuing guidelines.
So, if, there was a lot of confusion. The central government announced a date saying that flights will resume. Since all of us know that aviation is a central subject, so the authority to restart, stop all these flight operations stay with the central government. But these are difficult times. These are times when every state chief minister, every district magistrate for that matter, is trying to ensure that the number of COVID cases in their particular district or particular state is restricted to a certain level, or does not exceed. Now, when states are trying their bit to ensure that the number of cases do not grow, there are things that they need to do. Now, clearly, when the flights were announced, and if you read Economic Times during those days, you'll realize that we have been reporting that certain state governments, like Maharashtra in this case, Maharashtra had clearly said that we have informed the central government that unless you do not restart flights without consulting us, we had reported it. The central government was aware that certain states have certain views on restart of flight operations, and they are not totally in favor of restart of flight operations. Now, if the central government was aware, which I think they were aware about certain reservations that these state governments had, this could have been addressed a little earlier than taking it to the last day when 12 hours before flight operations or less than 12 hours before flight operations you're asking airlines and everyone else to reschedule everything. So I think the governments need to talk to each other to ensure that such problems do not happen in the near future rather.
Well, I think issue after issue, it's the same problem, and it boils down to the governments, the states and the center not talking to each other. Whether it was opening up of borders, interstate borders, whether it was the trains for the migrants, whether now it's domestic travel, every single time it's boiled down to communication gap and then a political blame game in a few days. Mihir Mishra, thank you so much for joining us. Let me quickly go across to some of our viewers and see if they have any specific queries. Pamali on the phone line calling us from Hyderabad. Hi, good evening. What's your query?
So hi Tanvi. Yeah, I'm Pamali. I've been for the last 2.5 months. I'm in a hotel. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So for the last, I came for a business travel and then I got stranded in the hotel, which was supposed to be for a week, got extended for more than 2 months. On 28th, I'm planning to fly back to Kolkata, which is my home base, rather than my workspace. The question I am asking is, do I have to go into a home quarantine, or rather I can go in a home quarantine, or rather I'll have to go to a institutional quarantine? That is one. Second is, I already have the Arogya Setu app in me, which will show green, of course. But do I also have some medical support, medical certificate which says that I am a non-corona or a corona cleared person from a doctor before the flight? And third query which I have is, if I want to take a flight before 14 days of going to Calcutta to go back to my work base, then can I make a move before 14 days, or after 14 days of home quarantine or whatever it is, then only I can resume to my work and go back to my work base?
Okay, Pamali, thank you so much for calling and for those queries. Of course, Bengal hasn't started the flight operations yet. They only do that from 28th. My own suggestion would be you wait it out a couple of days before you actually book your own tickets, because it's really chaotic right now. But let me also ask Prashant if he wants to add on to that, Prashant, because state-wise the rules are different. Can you help Pamali with what she's asking?
Well, of course, as you correctly said, the rules for each state is very different than the others. And as you rightly pointed out, it's better for her to wait out a couple of more days to see some stability come in the processes. It's not just about flying, right? It's also about getting that last minute connectivity to your own place. So I would also probably give the same advice to wait out a couple of more days to understand what exactly is going to happen. And also, as far as I can remember, for the state of West Bengal, they have not mentioned any certificate to be brought along. What they have asked for is that they will check if you look asymptomatic, you could be home quarantined. But if you do show mild symptoms, or if you are symptomatic, probably you will be asked for institutional quarantine. So I believe it's better for the passengers to check themselves that if they feel fine, then only to make that travel.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's probably calling out for being institutionally quarantined. Otherwise.
Yes, and actually, I would expect Bengal to come up with some more details in a few days, in the closer to when the operations start, about quarantine and home quarantine and for how long. So, Pamali, that would be your answer. I would suggest you wait. I know you've been away for over 2 months now, and I'm sure it's been a grueling 2 months for you. But a few more days would probably be advisable at this point of time. Let me also go across to Mr. Sudhakar Reddy, patiently waiting by. Mr. Reddy, what would your advice be to the passengers? Because right now there is just a lot of chaos, and in many cases they actually don't know who to ask these questions. Should they go to government websites, travel agent websites? Where do they get their answers?
Yeah. Tanvi, I would like to share a short story with all your viewers. See, on Wednesday, the Minister for Civil Aviation has tweeted saying that domestic operations are going to start from Monday the 25th. On Thursday, he calls for a press conference and advises the modalities for domestic travel, saying that there will be 1/3 of the flights taking off, and there was a regulation on the minimum and maximum fare that airlines can charge. Now, what happened in the meantime? As soon as he tweeted, some of the airlines have started taking bookings. They were not bothered about what will happen and whether the passenger is paying the right price or not. Mumbai-Delhi sector was sold at a high price of 34,000 rupees, the return ticket. Whereas when the minister had the press conference and he advised what should be the minimum fare and maximum fare between Mumbai and Delhi, it was 3,500 and 10,000 rupees. So on an average, it was 6,750 rupees. Whereas it was 17,000 rupees that one airline was charging till Friday, when DGCA came up with the details of 7 different categories of, sectors where the price band was fixed, the minimum and the maximum price band was fixed. Now, if I were, in the seat, the hot seat, I would have advised all the citizens of this country, saying that we are only announcing that the domestic operations will start from Monday the 25th. Whereas, unfortunately, what happened was the minister tweeted, airlines open up their websites, they start taking bookings because they're desperately in need of money. And finally, what has happened till yesterday evening was a complete chaos all across the country, because each state was coming up with new guidelines and you will not know until you land there. And flights are starting as early as 4 o'clock in the morning today. And I understand hardly 10% of our normal passenger traffic, that is, 4 lakhs and odd is our daily passenger traffic, whereas only 39,000 and odd people have traveled today. And 532 flights have either taken off or landed and departed from the same destination. Now, if you take that and the cancellations were as close to 200 flights during today. Now, who will pay the passengers for the cancelled flights? When we tweeted to all the airlines except Go Airlines, which has not taken any bookings, asking them as to what they will do with the money they have collected, are they going to refund? Only Indigo responded to us and said that we will not refund, we will create a credit shell. Others didn't even have the decency to respond to us and say what they're going to do. See, it is very, very clear that airlines want to quickly grab the money from gullible passengers and meet their day-to-day cash flow. And certainly this is not the way the aviation sector should work in this country. I'm afraid the minister and his team.
Well, okay, I take your point about instances that may have been there, Mr. Reddy, about overcharging. But, as far as the cancellations are concerned, I don't know if that's even in the control of the airlines. They also didn't know that the governments are going to wake up on Sunday and Sunday evening and early Monday morning. Some even now issuing their SOPs and saying, okay, flights are being cancelled. Had the government told them earlier to not start issuing tickets until everything was clear, it would have been a fine thing. But the government said nothing. I remember in the first week of May when airlines had begun to, take bookings before end of May 3rd lockdown, the government did come out and the DGCA did come out and said, no, don't take any fresh bookings right now. Wait until we decide. This time, they were given a free hand to go ahead and take these bookings. So, I think the onus is also on the government to now tell us what has to be done. The money, even for the travel agents is tough. We just had 2 of them speak to us right now saying airlines owe them money. People have lost their money. It's now in some credit shell. They don't know when they will get to use it and if they will have to pay additionally. I get the point you're making. In fact, just for this, I also have another viewer on the phone line. He's been patiently waiting. If I can just go to Vikas. He's calling us from Delhi. Good evening, Vikas. Thank you for waiting. Go ahead, please. What would you like to say?
Thank you so much. So my name is Vikas Sharma. I'm from Delhi. I wanted to travel along with my brother to Kolkata and I have booked 10 tickets in the lockdown period. From past 2 months, I've been patiently waiting to get my refunds from Make My Trip. I booked 2 tickets from Make My Trip and 3 tickets from Ease My Trip. So I have got the refund from Ease My Trip, but I haven't got the refund from Make My Trip. While I booked 2 times Indigo Airlines, I booked Air Asia 2 times, and one time I booked Air India. So I haven't got the refund on Indigo Airlines from Make My Trip, while Ease My Trip has refunded. Same is the case with Air Asia. Next question is that, yesterday I booked again a flight ticket and I had to travel today. Okay. So I had gone to the airport. Before even going to the airport, I had my Arogya Setu app that was showing green. And even at the airport itself, nobody informed me prior that my flight is cancelled. It was Air India. So yesterday in the night, even I checked the flight status is on time. But when I boarded it, when I tried to board in, they said that the flight is cancelled. We cannot do anything. You have to go back. They could not even get me to any other flight. So I don't know why they have done this. You have one representative from Ease My Trip. So that's what I wanted to ask because, I booked this ticket again from Ease My Trip itself. So I would wanted to know that, if the airlines has cancelled the flight, why airlines did not inform me in advance? Why do I have to go to the airport and then have to come back? While Ease My Trip has done a good job, they have refunded me 3 times for my ticket while Make My Trip hasn't done it. So I would wanted to know why, I could not get an information. So I have 3 questions actually.
You're right there, Vikas, and I can only imagine how angry and frustrated you might be after all of these experiences. Actually, like Prashant was saying earlier, in many cases the systems weren't even showing that the flights had been cancelled, even though they had been. Prashant, do you want to add a reply to what Vikas, is seeking an answer to?
Yes, of course. Well, firstly, Vikas, thank you so much for trying us. And, I hope that we continue to serve you in the future. to talk about your miseries first, and then talk about what you have experienced positively at EaseMyTrip. The misery part, where you said that you did receive the confirmation from an airline, and however, till the last minute, you did not receive any intimation from either EaseMyTrip or the airline about your flight. Well, simply put, airlines, systems were not really ready for this kind of chaos to happen. Specifically for Air India, we saw that the systems were showing that the flight is confirmed till the last minute. However, in reality, as you have already experienced, the flights were cancelled. So clearly, there was a huge disconnection between the reality and what their systems were showing, and we could only do as much as the systems are showing, right? So that is to answer one. The second part is about the refund which you got from the AirAsia. See, AirAsia has been one of those proactive airlines which has provided money in the wallets of the wallets of the travel agents. Barring AirAsia and Indigo, I do not find any other airline who have put money in the wallets of the travel agents. Remaining have given the credit share. Specifically for AirAsia, well, let me also explain you a little bit about what does a wallet mean for a travel agent. A wallet means that the money is with the travel agent only to be used for the newer bookings. We cannot take that money out and give it to you. However, EaseMyTrip was only one of those companies who actually used our surplus cash reserves to give out as much as possible to the customers and refund the money in their bank account. So we actually could not use the money which we got from the AirAsia because that's only a digital money. We had to use the money from our reserves to give out the refunds as it was directed by the DGC Airlines. And that is one reason why you might not have gotten your refund from the other places. And I would actually just advise you to just delay your booking by a little bit to see the coordination between state and central government to happen at a better level.
Well, thank you for being so honest as well, Prashant, because, not too many of those who will be in business will be this upfront in saying that wait a while before you book your tickets because there is so much confusion. But I can imagine the stress that all of you are also going in this all confusion, this mayhem as you call it. I believe one more viewer is on the phone line. Ajay is calling us from Pune and has a specific query. Good evening, Ajay.
Yeah, good evening, Tanvi. It's Ajay here. Hello.
Yes, go ahead, please. What would you like to ask?
Yeah, I had two questions, Tanvi. One is I've been stranded in Pune and my family is at Mysore in Karnataka. Okay. The first thing I wanted to ask is what is the quarantine policy of the domestic flights from Pune? I see only Maharashtra is issued for the Mumbai and I haven't seen for any other district. And second thing is I just wanted to understand whether if I'm going to Bangalore and I'm not coming out of the airport and I get my family there and travel from Bangalore to Pune in the next flight, should I be quarantined? These are my two queries.
Okay, so as far as I know, the Maharashtra's quarantine policy simply says that anybody who's coming to the state needs to be in home quarantine for 14 days. Of course, you will be screened. Now, in your screening, if there are other signs of a possible infection that pop up, then it's a different matter altogether. But if you clear the screening test, then you can just go home. And so if you're calling your family to Pune and they clear the screening, then they can be in, home quarantine with you. The rules are different. If for people are only traveling here for shorter duration, then they have to give a lot more details to the government about where they're going and for how long will they be there, so that can be tracked later on. It's a little tricky, Ajay, when it comes to Karnataka, because they've put some few states and few cities on a specific list that if you're coming from these places, then you may have to go to an institutional quarantine. So I'm not too sure if it is advisable for you to fly there and then get your family back. I don't know if Jyoti wants to add in on this, Jyoti, because again, different states have different policies.
Yes, you're right. Different states do have different policies. And I think they should watch and see how the flights are going, how the states are reacting before they start traveling. And like I said earlier, we've already advised our membership at large that, they should see how the states are adapting to these things, what are the chaoses that are happening, so that you're not left in a lurch in the airport. because what we came to know that all these rules and regulations which were put in place are being put in place at the last moment. So even the airlines are not being able to adapt the changes so quickly, and even the e-passes that have come into work for a lot of states has been put at the last moment, and sometimes they've not been working because of the web not working or the internet not working, and they've been having a lot of issues. So I would recommend all customers to don't, where you've been under a lockdown for such a long time, where you've shown your patience for such a long time, we would recommend that just watch a couple of days before you start, traveling, because I don't think another 1 day or 2 days is going to make such a lot of difference. And then again, if the cancellations happen, you would be struggling with the fares, you would be struggling with the refund policies. And that's one more thing, Tanvi, I like to put forward here, that, I wish this message would go to the government to put the best practices and policies in place, that if there are any changes, if there are any refunds, they should be adapted into the same fare what the passenger has spent. Because right now it's only essential travel which is happening. It's not the leisure travel or a business travel that's really started. It's people who are stuck, who are going back home to their loved ones. And I think it's very important to facilitate them. Facilitate them to see that their monies don't go into credit shares, they are refunded, no extra money is charged, I think the government needs to look into it to get the best practices, and they should be consulting, again, I'm going to say it, associations like Travel Agents Association of India, to move this forward, to see that the best practice are adopted and the passengers don't suffer. And that is how we will be building the confidence into the passenger and the industry at large.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. Thank you for that. And I hope Ajay gets the message. Ajay, while Jyoti was also helping us with your query, here is what I found out in Karnataka. All asymptomatic passengers coming in from the state of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Delhi, Tamil Nadu, MP and Rajasthan have to go for institutional quarantine. So I don't think it's advisable for you to fly down to any part of Karnataka right now from Pune, because you might get into trouble and may have to go to an institution quarantine facility. It is perhaps better that if you wait it out a few days, and then once things settle down, policies are clearer, get your family to Pune if that's possible, but don't rush. That's all I would have to say to all of our viewers who are planning to go back to their home states and home cities. Wait it out a few days, otherwise you may get stuck in a situation where you won't know how to come back, where to go further. You may get stuck in an institution quarantine facility. Keep in mind, a lot of states are also changing their norms. We saw it even in the case of trains and migrant trains, that the norms kept changing every second, third day. As we discovered challenges. So that could also happen, and then you will be stuck with your money lost in these air tickets. So very quickly, let me go across to Shariful, who's joining us right now. Shariful हरियाणा में काम करते हैं और कलकत्ता जाना चाहते थे, पर आज जा नहीं पाए बिकॉज कलकत्ता की फ़्लाइट्स तो 28 से ही शुरू होंगी. शरीफुल जी, आपने कब टिकट बुक किया और क्या आप एयरपोर्ट पहुंच गए थे आज? क्या हुआ आज? कैसे आपको पता चला कि फ़्लाइट नहीं जाएगी?
हम तो टिकट बुक किया 24 तारीख को, तो अभी तो पता नहीं चला था, वो बोल नहीं था, तो कल आज किया था, तो हम लोग रास्ते में पता चला कि टिकट कैंसिल हो गया था. मैंने एयरपोर्ट घुसने वाला था, फोन किया कि टिकट कैंसिल है, तो हम तो अभी तो बोला कैंसिल है. हम इसलिए उधर गया तो उधर रुक गया, तो अभी वो बोला कैंसिल है, इसलिए हम उधर से घूम के आ गया. पैसा नहीं था तो उधर घर से बुलाया पैसा, तो उधर से इधर आया जिधर काम करता उधर.
तो अभी आपको क्या बताया जा रहा है कि आपको क्या 28 तारीख को मिलेगी फ्लाइट, नहीं मिलेगी? तब तक आप कैसे काम चलाएंगे?
अभी तो टिकट तो मिल गया 29 तारीख को लिए, फ्लाइट मिल गया, अभी टिकट हो गया. जो पैसा
और आपको रहने का जगह मिल गया है?
रहने के लिए वो तो जो कंपनी का रूम था उधर रहता हूँ. हम लोग जिस कंपनी में काम कर रहा हूँ ना, उसी का रूम है, उधर रहता हूँ
जी. जी, और आपको जाना कहाँ है? वहाँ पे आपका फैमिली अभी जो है सब ठीक है?
हाँ ठीक है। तो अभी तक काम नहीं चल रहा है तो इधर बैठ के क्या करेंगे? अभी घर से पैसा बोल रहा है। बोलो। तो अभी उधर घर जाएंगे तो मम्मी को पास रहेंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा। इधर खाना वाना का पैसा भी नहीं मिलता है, घर से बुलाना पड़ता है। अभी उधर जाएंगे तो जो भी मिलेगा वही खाएंगे घर से, अच्छा रहेंगे घर में।
जी शरीफुल जी, हमसे बात करने के लिए शुक्रिया और उम्मीद है कि आप जल्द से घर पहुंच जाएं। बहुत लोग ऐसे ही मुसीबत में हैं, पर हमसे बात करने के लिए शुक्रिया। This is the point, viewers. Irrespective of which city you are in, lot of people went through a lot of chaos and confusion today. And I don't understand why. I don't understand how the central government and the state governments couldn't come together and make a comprehensive plan before actually announcing it and opening up the flight operations for bookings. They had 2 months. They could have planned this out. They announced lockdown 4.0, where they said domestic travel will not be allowed. Then in a couple of days came the announcement that domestic ops will start. I don't understand what was the rush. And if there was a rush and if we thought it is safe enough to open domestic travel, which is fine, then where is the consolidated policy? It's just been left to the state governments who are waking up whenever they feel like and coming up with their own set of guidelines. Should this not have been clearer from day one? How is a passenger or a customer or a citizen of this country supposed to know that the state of Karnataka or Gujarat or Tamil Nadu or Maharashtra or Uttar Pradesh and Bihar will one fine day wake up and say, no wait, I have new set of rules, here are the rules. Now if in these rules you are coming from one of those states which is dangerous in our opinion, then you better be in an institutional quarantine facility. People who are landing at airports today to find out that there has to be a mandatory quarantine facility in some of the states. People like Shariful and others have travelled for kilometers together to get to the airport, waited for 12 hours through the night, through half the day, and then been told that their flight has been cancelled. People paid 3,000 rupees to get a simple cab from Pune to Mumbai to catch a flight from Mumbai to go back home in North India. And then they were told the flight has been cancelled. That person can't go back to Pune. That person can't stay in Mumbai because all the hotels are shut. What's going to happen? What was the Maharashtra government doing all this while? Why did they wait till the last minute, putting out cryptic tweets, indulging in a blame game with each other? The Chhattisgarh government and the chief minister raised this issue 3 days ago, but waited till the last minute to decide on their own policy. This is not done. It's not done on the citizens of this country. It's not done on the passenger associations or travel agent association, on the airlines and the airport operators. And it's only because our governments can't get their act together and come up with a policy. They first failed our migrants. Now they are failing those who are in desperate need to get home. Students, elderly, working class, away from their families for 2 months, desperate to get home, and this is what we give them. Think about it. On the other side, we will ask these issues and highlight these issues and ask these questions to the political representatives. There must be some accountability. Stay with me.